Did you know that for this movie, Keanu Reeves performed about 95% of the film's stunts himself? The only stunts that he didn't do are the ones in which John Wick gets hit by a car, and the one where he falls down the stairs during the fight with Cassian. John Wick 2 is another super solid installment in the John Wick franchise. I always have a good time watching this one. Just a lot of great characters are added into this movie. Solid action as always, just furthering our adventure into the world of the John Wick universe. And I have three things that I liked about this movie, and my last thing is definitely my favorite. First thing I like about this movie is the continuation of the hierarchy and the rules in the John Wick universe. We got a lot of it established in the first movie, but this one continues on. We get a little more into just exactly how this assassin world works. The gold marker of blood, basically a you owe me type deal. And once again, this idea kind of harkens back to the samurai code of honor. And when you're given the marker, you have to fulfill. You cannot refuse it. You must adhere to it or be excommunicated or even killed. Dude just can't catch a break. Like that's kind of what I kind of get in the beginning of this movie is like he just wants to get away from all this. As hard as he tries to get away from it, it's like it's his destiny. Like he's always going to be a part of this world, whether he likes it or not, and something or someone is always going to bring him back into it. Of course, it's this friend of his who really isn't a good friend of his. Terrible friend, honestly. In this movie, I have to admire just like John Wick's balls. Like he just doesn't care. Like he almost sees himself as the exception, as like the outlier. Like it's almost like not all the rules really apply to him. Like he's bending the rules here and there because he knows the world so well. And so the actions he takes against Santino in this movie really go to show like a very core aspect of John Wick. Another little fun part about the John Wick universe that I've always been kind of intrigued by is the accountants. They are the women who are in charge of putting out hits. It's very like it's a mixture of like modern times where they're all tatted up, got piercings and all that, but also they're dressed very like 50s style, which I really like. That aesthetic is really cool, where it's a mixture of two worlds. These girls are like hardcore, like receptionists. Kind of wish we knew a little bit more about them, but they're kind of like that mysterious entity in the John Wick universe that we kind of just acknowledge that they're there and acknowledge their role, but we don't really get a whole bunch of detail into how they even became a part of this world. Second thing I liked about this movie is the characters, and once again we get some really strong color metaphors going on in this movie. Start with the characters. The couple of characters I really like seeing in this movie are Cassian, portrayed by Common, and Ares, portrayed by Ruby Rose. Now they are both very interesting assassins. Common, I've always liked Common like as an actor. I've never listened to his music. I know he's a rapper, but I've always liked him as an actor. I think he's got a great presence on screen. I think he's a solid assassin. And then Ares is always a character that I wanted more on her. Like she seemed to be like that in my own world. It'd be cool to get like a little spin-off or something on her, because I would like to know why she can't speak or she chooses not to speak. I don't know. I don't recall them ever talking about how she ended up just being a mute. Like she's a mute, talks by sign language. That's it. But like she's a very interesting character. I don't really like Ruby Rose as an actress, but I'd say this character, I think Ruby did a great job. And then the colors in this movie, once again, are metaphors. The last John Wick movie, lots of blues and reds, and occasionally we got some golds. This movie does the same thing. There isn't any change in colors. It's still blue and red. Red, danger, death, blood, and then blue is control, level-headedness, cool-headedness. So you constantly see that, and almost every fight scene has a combination or is one color or the other. Not much more is added onto the colors in this one, but they continued that aesthetic. They continued that symbolism of the colors that are very important to notice. It adds so much more to the fights and to the story. And then my favorite scene, there's actually two scenes in this movie I would say probably are tied. One, I really like the fight between Cassian and John. I was very impressed, honestly, by Cassian and how he can fight. I don't know if Common did all of his stunts or not, but I was just like, oh dang, like this guy can fight. Like he's got moves. He obviously is a good, formidable opponent for John. Lots of great stunts. And then the Hall of Mirrors scene is always a good scene for me to watch. I love that scene. Not just because the mirrors are so cool, it gives you lots of illusion and anxiety. You know, like you're going to see like how these assassins play off of the Hall of Mirrors. I don't know where it is. I believe it's a real place, the Hall of Mirrors, but I don't know where it is. Maybe one of you guys can leave in the comments below if you know where the Hall of Mirrors is, because that'd be a really neat place to visit to check that out and just. It's such a cool little illusion, neat little thing to put into a movie. Just how you get to see the mindset of how John has to adapt constantly to whatever it may be. I mean, he can't let his guard down for a second, because if he does, he will die. Like, the dude has to have adrenaline pumping 24/7 at some points. And the amount of energy the guy has and the capability he has is one of the things that John Wick is just so, what makes him such a cool character, and a character that I believe people will be talking about for many years to come. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen this movie in a while, check it out again. It's just such a solid installment. So for John Wick 2, I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10 Mudflaps. So remember, leave me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below. What was your favorite moment from this movie? See you soon.